Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm finally making a video I've been wanting to make for a while. We're going to show you some common rust spots on 3rd gen Camaros. And this car is a pretty good candidate for that. Being a white car, the rust will contrast pretty well, so makes it easy to spot. We're just going to get right into this. Not going to waste any time. Of course, anywhere where you have common contact between metal, you're going to have rust there. That's the hood latch. So that's really common. That's not that big a deal. Also, you're going to see a lot of it in the battery tray. Also common. Where you want to particularly watch for rust, and where a lot of people don't expect it, is where two pieces of metal overlap. Because moisture gets in there and it causes rust. You can see we got a bunch of rust starting down here in this seam. This piece overlaps the strut tower. You see it again up here at the top of the strut tower where the cap of the strut overlaps the fender well. And a really common place that a lot of people don't think about or don't notice is right here at the bottom of the cowl where it meets the firewall. Because water will get in here, get down inside of this, and it just sits there and causes rust. I actually missed out on a Firebird years ago because a lady thought that the firewall had rusted out, and it probably did. There was probably a hole leaking into the car, which is what she claimed. But she sold the car for $500, $500 or $600, something like that. And it was I believe it was an '88 Formula in Maui blue. It was a nice car, other than the rust. Anyway. Of course, anytime you have body damage that gets through the paint, you're going to have rust. That's rotted through there and has been patched with Bondo in the past. And of course, the patch didn't hold. And of course, you know, you get rock chips and stuff like that back here, and that causes rust. Keeping with our theme of where things overlap, there is a joint right there between two pieces of metal. That's the bottom of the B pillar where it meets the rocker. And of course the rockers get rubbed getting in and out of the cars all the time, so you're going to see some rust there. Also, another place gets overlooked by a lot of guys is the bottom of the doors. I'll see if I can get this to focus. Oh, there you go. All along that channel, the entire door. And that's just from water, you know, sitting along the edge of it, coming down the weather stripping and sitting along the bottom of the door. And of course, any rain that gets inside the door comes out through these drains right here. If this thing will focus. Right there. That's a drain for water that gets inside the door, and of course you can see rust right here at the edge. This is a folded edge right here. Water will get in through the edge of the glass here, and it's got nowhere else to go, right to the bottom of the door. I don't see a lot of rust in the tail pans typically, although, you know, northern climates definitely do see some. Another common place is down here in the spare tire well. Let's see if we can confirm this hole here, because that's just the water drain. So no through rust, but you can see as the phone focuses here, there's a lot of surface rust down there. It is common for those to be rotted out. And I'll do the same thing over here, but you can't see it. That's a glove box. And moisture will sit down there in that trough as well. And your strut towers are underneath here, and they'll rust as well. Or not strut towers, there's no struts in the back of a 3rd gen, but you'll see rust in here. Sometimes you'll see it around this body seam here. You can tell from the factory they just slather that seam sealer all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to it. They just put it on there like it's free. Apparently GM got that stuff pretty cheap. Bunch of rust right here too. Right here where the hatch has been rubbing. The big place you want to watch for rust, like I said in the last video, is down here in the torque boxes. Now this fender well's got some damage. Looks like they had a blowout at one time. Yeah, you can see right there, that's a patch piece. And I don't think... let's see. Yeah, we can see that right there. Yep. Ta-da! That was hidden by that piece of sound deadening insulation in there. Yeah, I've got ants all over the place. Yeah, really, really bad patch job right there. And you can see it just rotted right back out. See how easy it is to hide rust in here? And check this out. No connection, senor. It's all bad. And that's a very, very common rust spot on these. But the big one you want to watch out for, that's not the torque box, that's just the edge of the fender well. That's full of shit in there. But, let's see. Sorry about the vomit cam on this one. It's been a long day. I'm trying to get this video out because this car is leaving tonight. Okay. There you have your control arm. If the phone will focus, pretty sure you can make that out. Yep, there we go. That is the bolt and the bushing that go into the torque box. This is your torque box right here. This one's got a little bit of rust, but not bad, it's savable. Problem is, this piece comes up here and it overlaps the floor pan and they rot right there. Pretty sure I could almost push through into the interior right there. And when that rots out, then this structure is taking all this stress from this control arm back here, and it'll start tearing this up. And I have seen these collapse underneath of a car. And then there's nothing supporting the rear suspension to keep it from moving forward and back. So you've got to watch out on these cars. Of course, rear trunk pan, also a very common rust spot. This one's not bad, thanks to a healthy coat of oil from the 305 that used to be in this car. But you can see up in here, that floor pan is not happy as you go forward. Especially right in here at this joint where all these metals overlap. Coming back to our theme of where metal overlaps, you will get rust from moisture. The plans changed a little bit on this car. A buddy of mine was going to buy this and use it for parts, but he doesn't really have the room for it. So he offered it up for sale before he was even able to pick it up and harvest parts off of it. So they're supposed to come tonight and pick this car up. I gotta go down here and get the hood for it and put it back on. Keeping my red hood, he's getting a black one that I've got. Anyway, that's the most common rust. Sometimes you get rot and moisture up underneath the edge of this windshield from shit like this. But, you know, I bought this as a parts car, so I didn't have any dreams of restoring this car. Now, the kid that's supposed to be buying this car from my buddy says he's going to restore this car. I don't know that it's worth restoring, but okay. Anyway, all that crap sitting on the edge of that windshield just holds moisture, and you get rust here. Luckily, this one's not rusted out. but this VIN plate is rotted where you almost can't see it. I spent a good 20-30 minutes just trying to make this out enough where I get the VIN number off of it. This car doesn't have any paperwork on it, which is another reason I bought it as strictly a parts car. But I sold my other Camaro before I had a chance to use any of the parts from this one. Let's go back around the other door and open it. See if we can spot any more rust there. Yep. Yeah, there's some right there. The Apillar. And that will rot through if you don't get on top of it. Don't see any in here. It's notable. Imagine if I pulled that seat and rolled that carpet back, we'd see how bad that floor pan really is. It's not rotted through yet, but it's definitely got that goal in mind. And of course, somebody had repainted this car at one time, didn't do a very good job, and it's all flaked off. The clear coat's trashed. Bunch of surface rust up here. I mean, it's a restorable car. It's just for what you're going to have in it. Why do it? Just a good parts car to me. Anyway, that's about all I got on this video. I hope this helps you all out, and just keep in mind, you know, rust hides in a lot of places in these cars, so you got to watch it. Anyway, till next time. Bye.